r/am I the asshole posted by fluid location 4956. Am I the asshole for sending him a bill for $1,000 after him and his kid were all over our food and ate it all? I've been seeing Jack for 2 years now, but we've been living separately due to the kids and just wanting to make sure that this is 100% all in before uprooting them. I have two sons, 13-year-old twins, and one daughter, 11. He has one daughter, 13. We do weekend stays together twice a month so far, and there's never really been any major issues, honestly. The girls have gotten into a few petty arguments, but other than that, no problems. I spend around $1,000 in food that covers me and my kids, plus Jack and his daughter for 2 visits a month. I do a lot of meal prep and couponing. Sorry. Last month, my mother asked me and my kids to go to her place in Louisiana to help her move out of her home and into a 50-plus community. It made me feel a lot more comfortable to have my house occupied in my absence to keep my dehumidifier and everything running. Huge moisture issues, and I don't want anything to mold or rust. So I asked Jack if he and his daughter wanted to stay at my place for the 2 weeks in our absence to keep everything running smoothly. I gave it a 2-week time frame, but was unsure how long it would actually take. I know the drive alone would take 2 days there and back. He agreed. I did my monthly shop before leaving and spent $1,092. I told them that they could have some of the food while we were gone, so maybe this was my fault. But anyways, we got back 2 days ago, 4 days before our 2-week mark, and found my house in ruins. Practically dirty dishes on the counter and table, dirty clothes throughout the living room and bedroom, mine and my daughter's. I keep my house very clean, so this caused a lot of panic on my end. I grew up in a hoarder house, so I take pride in my clean house. But the one thing that truly tipped me over the edge was finding that they went through at least 90% of the food that I had bought before leaving in less than 2 weeks. We were left with a single pack of hamburger, all the veggies, and a few boxes of pasta. Jack started scrambling when we entered the home, saying, "Sorry, I was going to clean it before you got back, but I didn't expect you so soon." I just gave him a hushed "please leave." He and his daughter left, but after giving it some thought, I told him he had to reimburse us the $1,000 worth of food he and his daughter ate. I told him their intake was absolutely repulsive, that I said that he could have some, not leave everything in the house and leave us with nothing. He said that he had allowed his kid to have friends over and they had a lot, and that he shouldn't have to give me $1,000, given that I told him that he could eat some of the food, that I had more than enough money and that he doesn't. I still wanted to be reimbursed, however, and yes, we split up. Am I the asshole? ETA, this may make me sound very bad, but I wouldn't consider him house sitting as doing me a favor. All he had to do was dump out the dehumidifier when it got full. I could have asked my neighbor to do that for $200. He and his daughter live in a small apartment, and coming to my house feels like a vacation to them. Their words, not mine. I have a 2-story home with 6 bedrooms on a beach with a hot tub and a game room, cable and high-speed internet. They were essentially getting a free vacation, and the only thing they had to do was dump out the dehumidifier once a day. God, they ballin' like Roddy Rich, ballin' every season. I more or less asked for the $1,000 based off the principle alone. I didn't expect him to actually give up the money. But since he was not understanding my viewpoint on why it was unacceptable, I asked for the $1,000 so he could open his eyes and understand how big of a deal this truly was. I did the big shop right before leaving because I had work obligations scheduled for when I returned, and going out and doing a big shop in the middle of 4 showings and mandatory seminars would have been a nightmare. I didn't buy any fridge stuff outside of what I knew they would eat. Everything I bought was non-perishable, box dinners, and meat for the freezer. I didn't throw my privileged money in his face. I know he's not as financially stable as me, and making him and his daughter feel bad for doing nothing wrong. I have never thrown my money in his face, never asked him for anything, and have paid for everything in the past 2 years because he could not. I helped him with multiple bills / things his daughter needed without question, so he made me feel stupid, and I won't tolerate it. First of all, that was your big mistake right there, paying for everything. okay, I can understand that you are way more like financially supported, I'll say, to basically support yourself and him. But the fact that you're basically treating him like a child, and I'm not saying like in a mentality kind of way, I'm saying like you're paying for everything. He doesn't have to do a thing. So he has that level of entitlement to basically use you for your money. And not only that, you gave up your house just for him to watch it for the dehumidifier. I don't know how to say that word, and do not come for me. I know CC's are in the comments like, oh, you don't know how to say words. Like, don't come for me, sis. Anyways, you gave this man your house, and he invited friends over. We know it wasn't just the girlfriends and stuff like that. It was his guy friends and possibly even a secret lover. You know, because like guys like to flex that kind of stuff. But it's just the fact that he's just obviously exploiting you, and it took you this long to realize. Like, you could have saved so much money if you had just left this guy on the first date. Like, it's obvious that he doesn't really care because he left your house in a wreck. He left dirty dishes. Your rooms were invaded. All your food was eaten and taken. And for God's sake, I don't. Oh my God. Oh my God. Dude, how the fuck do you go through 90% of food? Like, just who did he have over to eat all that food? $1,000 worth of food. 90% of it gone. I know in the text it said, oh, there was still food left out. But even then, there still shouldn't be that much food gone. That mind boggling. I'm just gonna go off the record and say that he probably had so many parties, so many gatherings. Like, oh, look at me, I'm in my 2-story mansion right now. Yeah. Girlfriend's out on a business trip. Yeah, house to myself. Like, he's just flexing on the gram, and this house is dirty, bro. I don't. Ooh, I hope you got some kind of like cameras and whatnot, so you can like see everything that went on. If not, OP, I recommend getting some cameras because this is bullshit. I do not understand. You wouldn't understand the amount of like frustration and anger and just like violence I would want to unleash on hell on earth, scorched earth. So angry, I would be so pissed. Usually the comments have a little bit more insight for things that I missed, so we're gonna go ahead and start reading those. Not the asshole. Where I live, pet/house sitting would run about $50 a day, and my sitter provides their own food, so it would only cost me $550 for 11 days. To feed a family of 4 in an expensive market costs me about $2,000 a month. So even if they had consumed half the food, that would be excessive. There's no planet where it should be a reasonable expectation that it's a free for all on all the food worth of $1,000. Even with friends over, how did they manage to eat all that food between 2 people in 11 days? That's exactly what I was just saying. If I saw my house in a complete pigsty with coming home early with a house sitter, I'd probably have a stroke. They're supposed to care for the house in your absence, not frantically clean like a guilty teen 5 minutes before you get home. Exactly. That's another thing I missed. He was trying to frantically clean the house, so he wasn't taking care of the house. I hope that the thing that fucking filters things, I hope it's okay, because if he's just been slacking off for house duties, I don't even want to think about the small stuff like fucking cleaning out the air vents or fucking cleaning out sinks and stuff like that. You know the thing I'm talking about. And the fact that this is not just some stranger to you, and the fact that this is not just some stranger you would expect the bare minimum from, but rather your longtime partner, who you think you'd have more care for your belongings and your feelings, it just makes it so much worse. That too. It's just the fact that I'm feeling like he has some kind of like secret persona, because there's no way the signs were not there when it came to if he had a clean house or if everything was all right in the head. The worst of it all is that most of the food was wasted. There were pots and pans left with all the food that were cooked. They didn't even try to refrigerate it after cooking for the leftovers. Not the asshole. What does this mooch even bring to the table? Nothing financially. He treated me well. He loved my kids. I didn't mind the money issue. I make plenty. But I guess walking into a filth that he had my home in just made me see a different side of him, like he was masking or something. That's what I was just saying. He put on a mask like he was Dream, bro. Like he was Dream. He put on that mask and was pretending to be someone he wasn't, just so that you can be comfortable enough to be around. Not the asshole, but I think you can chalk this up to a learning experience. You told him to eat your food and he did. That he just ate more than your ambitious instruction is not really something to pursue, especially since he was house sitting as a favor. He's an asshole though for being trashy and letting a bunch of strangers into your home. I just don't see how this is worth it to pursue. What do you think you'll actually get out of this other than his continued involvement in your life and more bitterness? Do you think you can actually recover from you if he tells you to take a hike? Honestly, I don't think it's worth it to pursue. I don't know if OP's willing to go back, but it seems like everyone in the comment section is kind of alluding that this is going to happen inevitably. I really don't. I really hope it don't happen, because it's just the fact that he got really comfortable around you to be so trashy. He first of all, let me explain it to you again, okay? So, you asked him to house sit, you offered some food, not everything. You come back 4 days early, and you come to a dirty house, food almost all gone, find out strangers were in your house, and he's not taking accountability for what he's done. And basically saying, well, you're just throwing your money in my face. I know you can afford it, so fuck off. Like, what? What? What are you doing, sir? You ate $1,000 worth of food, trashed my house. Man, I hope you have cameras, cause babes, you need witness of this. You need to do something about this. I don't care if he has a child. Like, oh, don't put me in a lawsuit. Don't do that. That's gonna ruin me financially. You fucking ruined me financially, sir. $1,000. $1,000. I think even hold on. Actually, I don't even think it would financially I don't think it would financially withdraw him. Like, I think he can go on a plan, right? There's lawsuits now that you can pay and pay. You can pay in payments. Like, let's say $20 a month for fucking 12 months for I don't know the math off the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? $20 for 4.5 years. I just had to do the math, and I'm so proud of myself. And I'm never doing that math again, or never thinking about it again. So yeah. But put his ass on a fucking lawsuit. Fucking pay your shit back. It's not for the money. It's for the principle, like she said. Because he's just going to go to the next person to do this. So make it evident. Make him learn a lesson. And get your bag back.